Oh man. Okay, I'll be honest, this doesn't feel fair at all. Like, come on, this guy, like, what can he do about this? Like, I'm an aggro deck that is outvaluing him by playing my cards. Of course, we get another Cori, all the three, and this feels dirty. Oh boy, like, I feel bad for my opponent right now. They see the land, and finally, let's get rid of this monster. And we won. I'm pretty sure we will win. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we will showcase the deck that literally beat 108 other players and ranked as #1 winner in recent tournament. And oh boy, I have to say, for an aggro deck, this one is kinda fresh and it uses a lot of new mechanics, a lot of new cards. So guys, listen, it will be a Cori-Steel Cutter deck. It's to surprise of nobody. But honestly, for an aggro deck, this probably is one of the most innovative decks so far. It also kinda reminds you of playing control. I know, listen, this might be the closest we'll get to meta control, alright? Because as you can see, we actually run only 6 creatures. However, there are 8 more hidden in our talents and Cori-Steel Cutters. We of course create them by multi-spelling. We have a ton of prowess creatures, so you want to, you know, swing those ops and Sleight of Hands over and over until you get the value from them. And of course, this town ain't big enough. It's not such part of the combo. We only play 2 in this build, but it still makes a difference, especially in the late game, and you will see it in the games. We also use new cards with Harmonize, which was one of the reasons I really wanted to showcase this deck. I think it's kind of exciting because so far I didn't really use those cards, and unfortunately they can only be really used with creature decks. What a surprise. So if you're playing control, you probably don't like those cards, but as an aggro deck, you can absolutely use it to full extent, in huge part due to Hearth Elemental. This card is absolutely insane in this deck. You discard your hand, but it's fine, you already put all the cards in the board in like 2 turns, right? And then you draw 2 extra cards. So of course you play it when you usually have like 0 cards or bad hand that doesn't do anything, and then you get 2 extra cards. This also has the, you know, the adventure mechanic, so you still get the elemental, and if you have 5 instant and sorcerers, this is only 1 mana, which means you have 4 power for 1 mana, and you can activate all the Harmonize for very cheap cost. This is 1 blue mana to draw 3 cards and discard 2 unless you discard a creature card. This one is 2 mana for another extra removal or just drawing a card. Remember, you can draw a card, you will draw a card, but you may discard a card. So you can just use it as card advantage if you are in clutch situation. And of course, Unending Whisper, for 2 mana, you will draw a card together with Elemental. You need to tap it, but it's fine. You also have Tolarian Terror, a very cool card for this kind of deck because you have tons of instant and sorceries. And by the way, I didn't really use this, but you can just normally equip Tolarian Terror. So you play it for 1 mana, you equip it for 2 mana, it will be a 6/6 with Trample and Haste. If you ever played with this card, you will know that the biggest problem is always that it doesn't have Trample, so they chomp block it for days. Well, not with this deck. So guys, we'll go into the ladder, we'll talk more about the deck, but I want to showcase you this one. Honestly, I think it's way more interesting than the other decks with Cori that we have seen, so I hope you like it, and we'll try to rank up with this one, so stay tuned. And with that being said, let's hit Mythic and enjoy the show. Alright, our opponent is going first. Alright, let's sit. If they're going first, that means they are the better player, because the advantage they're getting from this is actually insane. Especially with Ghost Vacuum, we will never get our main strategy, so that's a cool start. And now we can go Mountain, and of course we are bottlenecked on the blue mana. However, we have the Otter at least, so, you know, there's that. Not a biggie, but something. We can try to bounce it for 1 turn and try to stack our graveyard just a little bit, but probably not a great idea. Alright, now we need to start doing stuff. I will start with Opt because I want to hit blue mana, and also fast lands are still available right now. They will probably kill this Otter, so I don't expect any damage from this. Because we don't have blue mana, I cannot take another one. Normally I would take it. Alright, we are bad at Magic, we are not hitting the lands we need, so that will be a huge downside. And this doesn't seem to be a creature deck. I think now they will kill it, but if they use Cut Down, I also have another Burst Lightning, so I'm trying to fish for a bit of a 2-for-1. They have the good one, so doesn't matter too much. Because aggro decks don't really have too many... Okay, let's see what they name. Aggro decks don't really have too many plays, unless you get to the stage when you have, for example, this in the graveyard, you have this town ain't big enough open, you know, this kind of stuff. So there, I kinda expected that they will name this, but right now it doesn't hurt us too much, even though the card is amazing. Because we don't have anything to bounce, you know? So what we need is basically Cori right now. So we'll try to draw into it. We only have 1 blue mana, so that hurts a lot. And because they hit something we have in the hand, that also means they got extra value a little bit. Not much we can do, we just draw a card, we probably play the Canal and pass the turn. We could play another spell on this turn. I mean, this will be way faster, so let's try. Let's try. We definitely have a long way to go. We won't get the value from Whisper, which sucks. This is one of the ideas for the deck, but we are basically playing a hard counter to this. So definitely rough. We are using graveyard to pretty full, like huge extent to get discount from, you know, all the cards basically. We can try to outpace them, putting more than 1 card a turn, but it will be very, very hard, and we cannot basically with ever. I'm keeping the Burst Lightning because we don't really have value. I cannot really use much here. What are the cool cards? I can go for Opt, but in that case... So we cannot even take the talent thingies, because they can always answer the play. We could try to go for talent at 6. They definitely play Get Lost. So that's a problem. If I force them to remove a card, then this stays for the next turn. But I still cannot play it probably. If I play the talent, it's not very good. So against this I mean, we have Abrades, you know? So, okay, we will try to play into Abrades. Because at some point, I believe we have 2. So there is some chance we'll draw it. And then we can start using the graveyard maybe. So really rough start so far. Because of this vacuum, we cannot make any of our synergies. Like, we basically lost 2 cards from those Whispers. And we are also losing 2 cards from the talent, so that basically gave our opponent 1 mana to draw 4 extra cards compared to us. So that's really strong for them, but let's see the remaining 3 cards. Creature. They really don't like graveyards, however they are fully missing here. Oh, whatever. I thought it's discarding a creature, because it's very similar to the other card. But yeah, so we don't really have much, but you know, it depends on the last 2 cards. If we hit right, we can still do stuff. What do I really want to get? I'm not really sure. I think I want a Abrade. Like, this is kinda important here. I could play Opt and level up the talent, then they will answer, but then we can level 3 on the next turn. It's not bad. Those colors have only Get Lost probably to get rid of the talents. So you know what? I will still do it, and we might draw something better. It's not a great play, but you know, we don't have great plays right now. We need to fight. Oh, that's a play. That is definitely a play. We can play it on the next turn, but they seem to be having some removal, so I will do it right now. We are not getting the Flare, because this is the second spell for the turn. But in some cases we can even torch the tower into Burst Lightning. I think Cori is safer in the board than it is in the hand, so that's why we're going for it. And this might be the breaking point where we start to win, because this card is pretty decent, you know? Like, if your opponent has 2 cards, you can basically outvalue both with Cori. Unless your opponent is playing deck entirely designed to beat this deck. And you know what? I can respect this. Very good for them, not gonna lie. That's something I didn't expect main deck. But it is what it is. So we will probably wait for a Abrade or something. Okay, this is interesting one. We could Burst Lightning into Elemental. This is not a bad value. I don't think we really want to get so much mana for extra 2 damage. I think we actually just want to keep playing more tempo. I think this is way better. Torch the Tower, not amazing here. It might hit something during the game, but, you know, not the biggest deal. Or you much rather have something else, like, you know, a Verge or something. We can play both of those cards. This is interesting. Let's go for the Elemental. And then we go for the Otter. That opens some place. And of course, the Vacuum will prevent all the cool value we could get with talents. So, basically we will get this value if we ever hit a Abrade and get basically an instant at that point. So, this might be useful later. I think, yeah, one card will stay. So this is interesting. We could go, if we have 8 mana, for double level 2. Biza is extremely good draw. Alright, let's go for it. So which is the card we actually want? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. I will name the Burst Lightning. If they are smart, they won't exile it. Because the card I really want is Opt. Okay, that's fine. And now we got the better card. And also we have opened double level 3. This could be something that wins the game. Isn't it hilarious that we are playing this aggro deck and we are trying to outvalue like a full control deck? Because they don't have draw engine, they're actually behind on cards basically. Yeah, we can trade against Biza. And as you can see, we are getting stuff done. And here's level 3. Man, I think this is the first time I've done level 3 in months with any deck. Like, I actually never used this ability. Man, this is so fun. So they know about the op. That's not a secret. I think we can play it on their turn. I would like to keep attacking, but I'm not sure if we can. So I think we need a little bit more time to set up. So those, like, next 2 draws will be insanely important, because if for example, those will be 2 lands, we are winning this game. But if that will be, like, Sunfall into Kaya, well, it will be different, you know? It will be different. I wouldn't be surprised if they play Kaya, 1 or 2. Definitely feels like this kind of deck, because so far we didn't see any win cons. And there is high chance that the win con is like 1 or 2 or 3 super strong cards. So of course we are going for the opt, our opponent knows about it. But now we will start getting new cards. We need to keep chaining value. You are not chaining value. This is chaining value. Alright? Alright. Sleight of Hand. Isn't it hilarious that we are literally trying to outvalue a control deck in the long game, while also being aggro? And this is against the deck that basically has a hard counter to what we are doing. Full Graveyard Exile on top of like Sweepers, Life Gain and Artifact Removal, which normally isn't played. I can play the Terror and go into Elemental. That gives us a ton of cards, so I think this is a good play. They cannot answer to land, so we can always play it safely. That means we go Tolarian Terror, and we are getting 2 free cards. Bro, aggro is insane. Like, I'm literally playing more control than I'm playing with a control deck. Alright, so what can we do? Can we already attack? It's getting close to Sweeper being insanely good, but I think we still have a little bit more. We do not have Cori, which is the reason that our opponent is still in the game. Right now we would get so much extra value that it would be, you know, great for us. Opt is nice. So I can get those Otters to 4-4, so Biza will still get a very good trade on something. But that's it. I think we need to be aggressive, because we are getting to a point where where Sweeper gets insanely good value, so at least let's get something before it happens. Lockdown, of course, hits... So, for example, they could... Yeah, but it's 4-5, so they cannot kill Elemental unless they sacrifice, you know, fish as well. And they don't have Fountain Port. Alright, I think... you know what? This is only 1 extra damage. I will skip it, because if they Sunfall, then I can open with Otter and get 1 at the end step. I think it's more valuable. And without Sunfall, I think they might not survive, so this should be good. Alright, this is fine. As you can see, we have so much mana right now that the Vacuum is not super annoying. It mostly hurts with the Whispers and stuff like this that uses Harmonize, because basically we are losing cards. And as you can see, the talent is doing so much work, even if it's like level 1 and level 2 are fully nullified. They do not see this opt, so they probably won't play it. Alright, go for it. I really would be surprised if they named opt. Smart. They know exactly how this deck works. Cori and this town. Very smart player, I love it. Man, I wish Magic was like decks like this with naming cards, trying to predict your opponent plays. Like this, in my opinion, is like the type of Magic we should be playing. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll just win with the red mountain deck. Exiles a creature and their graveyard. Okay. Here we go. That's my creature. A 1/1 otter. And let's see if they cannot really be aggressive. I'll be honest, this deck, so this is kind of hilarious because this is full control deck aimed at killing us, right? But they always trade 1/1 and our cards are usually 2/1 because they are playing like mid-range. So this is kind of hilarious. Like we have more stuff by just playing stuff. Even without Cori right now. Tolarian Terror, it's not an amazing card, but it's decent. I guess I should take it. It's not amazing, but it's good enough, you know? Abrade. Here you go. They see the land. And finally, let's get rid of this monster. And we won. I'm pretty sure we will win. Even if they have Sunfall, we'll just outvalue them later, so it's not a biggie. Oh boy, I really feel bad for my opponent because I'm literally cheering for my opponent to win and I know he won't because he cannot outvalue without Cardo an aggro deck. So what can we do right now? We can take all the cards from the graveyard right now, which is only a Abrade. And I will absolutely take it. Now we can get the value. Yes, the infinite power. And here they go, now we can full swing, and our opponent knows that whatever they do, they will be behind. The star of life for a control player. Yep, so, oh, but man. Like, I can literally kill all of this, right? And pump the otters? Yep. Unless they have a removal, but it doesn't feel like they have one. We also make new otters, by the way. So let's see. Oh, they cannot even target it, because we are warded. So yeah, they're losing everything. That should... Okay, they have something. Alright, that's fine. Like, that's the last card they have. They lost the whole board. They have no cards in the hand. They are relying on this top deck to be Sunfall, and I'm pretty sure they will still lose, because one Burst Lightning from the top just kills them. Bro, we won against deck that was trying to hard counter us, remove our Cori, remove our graveyard, and it still didn't matter because we outvalued it. Alright, we're going first. We don't have Cori. And we might have a little bit of a slow opening, but you know what? I'll take it. We probably will take a fast land. I really don't know the matchup, but I think we need something better than Burst Lightning. Like, we have torched the towers in this regard. Sleight of Hand. Fortunately, they cannot get rid of Hearth Elemental because it's a creature. However, this is still a very good hit for them. Let's go Sleight of Hand. Dragonhunt. I mean, we will take a non-land card, but it's not exactly the hit I wanted. Torch the Tower can get what? That's an interesting one. Alright, I'll take it. They will see the new card. So the problem is that I cannot kill Slasher with single Torch the Tower without any bargain target. So that might be a little bit rough. Honestly, this is a pretty good draw. This might really help us. Let's go for it, Well, not exactly what I hoped for. I won't have enough mana for the Whisper. So that's a bit rough here. I really want the value from Hearth Elemental. I could go for the Dragonhunt. I mean, we just don't discard the card, right? We just cycle it. I think this is good enough. We can always harmonize it later. Cycling cards is good enough, so we decline respectfully because there's nothing we want to hit. Slasher will be a problem. Alright, Lydiana is probably a little bit better. What do we want to discard? This can only deal damage to a creature. It's not amazing here. This deals damage only to a creature. We can harmonize and get an extra card. We can torch the tower, but then we don't have too much. This can get rid of one slasher, so maybe we just go on, you know, low economy basically. This might be what we want to do. I think I will start with drawing cards, because if we hit talent, we can try... Alright, see? We are getting somewhere. Alright, then we can go for the talent. Now we have a creature. I still will keep the elemental. They can get rid of one of our cards, but it will be Abrade. Don't forget they are also hitting their own stuff. And then when we get to 0 card, it's super important that we keep this elemental. This is our insurance to win this game. Alright. A little bit rough. Do we want to kill it already? Probably, in all honesty. They probably have removal for the otters, so I don't think we'll be able to pressure Liliana. They will take the Hearth Elemental, probably. But then we can always kill it, you know, later, basically. So the only choice that makes sense is Torch the Tower, in which case we can Abrade. That's right. I think we just go with it, you know? I think we just go with it. It's also a blocker. I'm not super crazy happy about it. Because so for example, when they kill our creature, we could sacrifice it with Bergen, and I think our opponent is playing around it. Maybe not, but I think they might. So they will see the Abrade right now. They probably need to kill the otter, otherwise Liliana is losing loyalty, and like Liliana is the last piece that is keeping them in this game, I think. Okay, that's a lot of loyalty. I'm kinda happy with this. Okay. Oh man, here comes the Cori. Cori is really good, but a little bit slow. But then we can outvalue. So right now the only card I'm really scared is Annex. Arcfiend is also pretty scary because we will lose a lot of creatures then. I could go for Elemental and create another creature. But then we don't have too much value and we won't harmonize easily. So that's also a little bit rough. The problem is, for example, if they have Duress here, they will Duress into +1 on Liliana, and then we have nothing. So I'm still considering this a little bit. And if they don't have instant removal in one of those cards, we can also kill Liliana. But if they do, they kill both the token, and then they use Liliana to kill the elemental. But I think we can still fight with it, so you know what, I'll go for it. This is really good value, but this is safer play, because we are guaranteed basically 2 creatures. If I wait, this could go very wrong, so they will probably kill it now. And then, if they want to kill the elemental with this thing, with Liliana, they need to sacrifice her, so she still dies. And then we will try to outvalue them, because we are, you know, an aggro deck. So that's what we do. That's what we do. And they are trying to hit the last card. A cut down. Alright. Oh, this is brutal, man. But I think we just kill Liliana normally. Oh, I need to harmonize in order to do it. Then I cannot attack unless I play another spell. So maybe we just go with Slasher and attack Liliana. This should be good enough. I think we can fight, you know, Slasher basically. And we can also double spell. So here's the Slasher. Here's the talent. We'll also double spell. See, once you get to a fair chance with both players just drawing 1 card a turn, you generally win because you have extra cards at every step. We need to kill Liliana. Let's get hit. And when they play Slasher, which also will take their whole turn, then we use the Dragonhunt. We harmonize and we kill them. Unless we draw a land into land. Oh man. Okay, I'll be honest, this doesn't feel fair at all. Like, come on, this guy, like, what can he do about this? Like, I'm an aggro deck that is outvaluing him by playing my cards. Of course, we get another Cori, all the 3, and this feels dirty. Oh boy, like, I feel bad for my opponent right now. And here we go. And we were even, like, 2 turns ago. Like, all of this is, like, free value that we got by drawing 1 card from the top. Alright guys, another on the draw. Man, I need to revisit my gameplay because so far I'm really bad at this game. Like, being on the draw is such a huge difference that I'm pretty sure we are losing like 10 or 20% win rate by just being on the draw. So I think we have to Burst Lightning this. Let's not Burst Lightning this, because they really want to play Challenger as well. I made a huge mess play. I should think about playing a land for like half a minute instead of playing land and having 1 red mana and then thinking for half a minute, because that really tells them what I have. So our opponent should absolutely know that it's probably Burst Lightning. Alright, in this case I will kill the Swift Spear. That's the best deal we will get. We need to, you know, protect our life total. And here we go. We are playing, imagine, we are playing against Cori-Steel Cutter. Isn't that crazy? It's almost like everyone knows what is the best card of Tarkir. I honestly think this might be the best card of Tarkir, because it's red. So let's see what our opponent will do. Probably double spell. So let's see what the second spell is. Talent is really nice for them, because they can scale the next turn like absolute crazy. Yep, already getting hit for a ton. I would really love to go into terrors, but I don't think we'll have enough time. We absolutely play the fast land here. Guys, this will be rough. I only have one way to play this turn, so I think I have to go for the Elemental. Or the Adventure, to be specific. Like, I actually don't have value, so we are losing... Like, we are only losing terror right now. And those lands are not needed. And we are double spelling, and we are also drawing new cards. So I think this is the best play. Not the biggest fan of it, but you know, it's as good as it gets for us. I think we will lose this game probably, because we are behind from the start. But there are some draws that maybe we will have a chance. Honestly, stock up into Burst Lightning is pretty decent draw. I'm just not sure if that will be enough. I also probably should be, you know, trying to block. To be aggressive, because I don't think we can survive blocking, at least on this turn. And the best they have will be, well, Monstrous Rage. But they're playing Izzet version, so they might not be playing Monstrous Rage. It sounds crazy when I say it. Oh man, you know what? I will risk this game. I might lose this, but we are already behind by being on the draw. Our opponent has the same opening as we do, but is on the play, so he will always kill us first. So I think I need to take risks. I should already lose this game, generally. So if they have Burst Lightning, they don't get any value. They can hit our... Oh, they actually play it. Alright, good. Must be nice. So our opponent is basically having the dream opening from start to finish, and we have an average opening. It's not bad, but it's also not as good as theirs. So yeah, we should be losing this one, I would guess. Especially that they have Cori, right? So as you can see, I cannot block. The only upside is that this turn was fully wasted to draw a card. And this card also needs to be cast. And we'll definitely play this, and we want to double spell. Sleight of Hand is really nice. Alright, I need to think how we play. So I want to probably discard the Steel, and then play Burst Lightning on Otter, try to clear the board, and go from there. That is the only chance I see, and then we try to restock. I mean, the name is perfect. Let's go like this. Shouldn't really matter. So we are doing everything we can to reverse this awful start, and I really hope we can, but I'm not sure. If they don't have next creature and wait to double spell, we will win, but the chance of this happening is super low. Like, this deck is all about having creatures and ways to trigger Cori. And if they double spell, even with like non-creature spells, they get the Cori Cutter, you know, creature, and that is enough to Monstrous Rage it. So a really rough spot all around. And because we are so behind, as you can see, we cannot really kill this. Like, we won't deal 15 damage before they deal 13. They're like on the aggressive side. Yeah, they will actually kill us close to on this turn. Honestly, I've been playing so many like aggro mirrors throughout like months. And I've noticed that if your hand is weaker on the opening, there's little you can do usually. And this should hit a land into something. So I think we go for it. You know what? Monstrous Rage is interesting, because we can try to answer this. Alright, first we stock up. This gives us better chance to draw a land. And we need to double spell, which means we need 4 mana on this turn. We hit the Shivan Reef if we want to go for the red card, but we don't have one, so we will take a pain. And we'll go with Sleight of Hand, right? Wait, Stock Up is not in the graveyard. I could play the Elemental. Ooh, this could be interesting. So if they play Monstrous Rage on this would be 4. So if they don't top deck... Wait, they have double, so they can go for this and Bolt Wave, so they are guaranteed to have it. That's bad, that's bad. So let's go for Sleight of Hand. You can see how incredibly hard it is to recover from bad opening. Elemental is so tempting, man. They will just kill, so they get this. There are two ways. If they draw untapped land, they can play this together with Bolt Wave. If that will be untapped, it will be tapped land or something else. They cannot make play of both, because this will kill us. I'm not sure how to play it, man. I will double spell anyway, right? I will try to go for it. I'm not sure if that's the best play. The real problem is that I cannot really attack easily, so it's just super awkward all around. And because they have Monstrous Rage, they can pump something to tripper. I actually cannot even attack. I don't think I can lose any value. This also means we are losing the prowess triggers. That's why being the aggressor is usually better with those decks, because you can keep playing your sorcerer non-creature stuff and still pump the damage. On the defense you cannot do those things. So it will be hard, but honestly I think that we are doing as much as we can, but it probably won't be enough, right? Yeah, they will just Bolt Wave the next turn. They will have already enough damage, right? 6. And we'll need to throw everything under the bus. Next turn they are killing us with Bolt Wave from the graveyard. There's nothing we can do about it. I cannot kill them because we are behind from the start. And that's why you really want to be on the play. If we had one extra turn, the game would be very different. I'm not sure if we would win, because the opening was great, but I think there was high chance we would win this game. Yeah, we cannot really defend against this. Even if I kill everything, it doesn't matter. And our opponent, to his credit, played very well. They know that they are killing us on the next turn. All they need to do is fully defend. And that's correct situation. With this, there's nothing you can do. So I could harmonize, kill the Slick Shot, try to kill the rest of the board, and I still die. Alright, I think the only choice we have is to try to spam so many spells and hit so many Burst Lightnings that we can actually kill them through this board, which I don't believe is happening, but you know, I will try. What do you do? I could equip the Terror, but then I need to waste so many spells, it's not worth it. Alright. I don't think it will be enough, guys, but I really think that we are doing as much as we can, so I will show you that if we are on the play, we would win this game. But we unfortunately... Oh, Painland! Painland, huh? That's how you want to do it? I mean, we can go for the Verge, I guess. We have basic, so it's the best land. As good as it gets, but not as good to win the game. You can see that we basically needed one extra turn to win this, because I think we could overwhelm them by this turn if we're starting. So that's unfortunate, but if in aggro against aggro, from what I've noticed, being on the play and having good opening hand is like the most of the result. See, we got them to 4, but now we die. I will give him good game. This guy played very well. Oh boy, this will be a weird hand. I will still take it because we have Cori, but definitely, absolutely, we need to draw the blue mana. But we have plenty of it, so oh boy. Here we go, with 2 great players. Let's go with Cori against Cori matchup. You can see your future in Standard already. So yeah, Cori, extremely powerful card. If our opponent has a Abrade, that's insanely good. They do not. So that means we are only getting hit by 2. That's as good as it gets. Now we need to keep double spelling. We of course missed, so that's absolutely devastating. And what we have, they will double spell and continue attacking. So in all honesty, I think with this draw we lost the game. So I hope you enjoyed this thrilling gameplay. No way they have a spell. So they can probably burn something. That was slick, man. I didn't expect they will have like Torch the Tower or Burst. Because if this resolves first, this gives them the creature. So if we targeted opposite, now they would have a 2-2 Monk, and now they can kill this and pump it to 3-3, so it survives the hit. But Otter will be after a pump at 2-2, so that was a very clutch play. Let's see if they use removal on this. They probably want to keep double spelling, so they get more value if they combine it with another spell. Okay, they probably will do it right now. You know what's the sad part? I will actually probably play this. Oh my god, this is so bad. I will probably discard my whole hand to get 2 cards. Come on, is that really what we are doing? Oh my god, like... Oh my god, I cannot win otherwise. They will probably make a creature and burn this at the end step. Like, I think I have way less time than you think. This is the worst play. I should pump it probably. It's fine. Alright, let's go like this, shall we? At least we can play the Elemental. Yep, so I kinda lost a lot of... Oh, no, I forgot. I'm good at the game. I actually wanted to create this, you know, the random second creature. Because it's not a non-creature spell. And see, this weird play actually won us the game because we got so much tempo. I didn't expect we'll win, to be honest, but I'll take my win, you know? Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed those games, even though it's very close to an aggro deck. Let's be honest, it is an aggro deck, but it's very controlish compared to the other decks, which basically just play 3 creatures in a row and that's it. And what I like about this deck is that you have a ton of decisions. In opening hand, usually you don't have too many. You just play what you have. However, in like mid and late game, if you get there, you can basically always harmonize from the graveyard something. You can take cards with talent from your graveyard. You have a ton of selection with Opt, Sleight of Hand, Dragonhunt, the Stories and Stock Up. So you can basically choose which cards you get. And because the deck is so quick and has so like rapid responses to everything with like all those 1 mana spells, you usually have time to do those things. You know, dropping things like 1 mana Terror or 1 mana Elemental is insane play. Bro, like I need to pay like 4 mana for this kind of stuff in my blue control decks. So the deck has a little bit of everything. Like it is controlish, it has extreme power at aggro side thanks to Cori and talent, but it also gives itself a lot of longevity by having like cards like this Elemental. Honestly, this might be one of the best cards for this deck along the Cori, because every game, this just draws you 2 cards for 2 mana, and it also gives you the 3rd card because the Elemental itself is a card, and the synergy between Elemental and Harmonize is kinda insane, especially that it doesn't have haste alone, so when you play this, it has Summoning Sickness. It can still be tapped for Harmonize, because you may tap a creature. It doesn't need to attack, it doesn't need to do anything, you know, that requires no Summoning Sickness. So we basically get instantly value without really losing anything. So that's really good stuff. And it also cannot be removed because you play this, your opponent can respond. They don't because there's no creature on the board. So this drops, you instantly cast something like this or Whisper, and then they can remove it. So you already got the discount. So those are small plays that really make a difference in the longer game. As you can see, we are running Abrades because everyone knows that you will be playing against Cori, and yeah, the deck is kinda interesting, I'll be honest, and it's not easy to play compared to like Mono Red. You have a lot of small decisions, and all of them generally will affect the gameplay. So for me, this is so far the most interesting aggro deck. However, is that stronger than Mono Red? We'll talk about it in a second. First, I will give you the results, because we went for 2 and 2, and I had enough footage for the whole video, but I was like, no, we cannot leave it at 2-2. It has to be either this way or the other. So I played the final game, And the final score will be after we thank our patrons. Really thank you guys for your support. You're absolutely amazing. And I cannot thank you enough for just helping the channel grow. So thank you guys. And if you ever wanted to support the channel, Patreon is a great way to do it. And you also will get earlier decks than everyone else. So you can terrorize the ladder before everyone else. And the final score was 3-2. This is not a lot of games, of course, but we managed to beat the Mythic ladder. And I will tell you, all except one last game that we won, of course, were on the draw. Like, we played all of the rest games on the draw. So this is like the worst this deck can perform. And one of the games was basically us having like worst draw in mirror. So no, you know, no biggie that we'll probably lose. So honestly, it seems pretty decent so far. But I will give, of course, it's very hard to tell which aggro deck is like the best right now, because unless you play like 500 games, you don't really know if you are lucky or it was just the, you know, the power of the day. But for me personally, it feels that it's probably for best of one a little bit worse than Mono-Red. I think still Mono-Red will be better. I also felt a little bit more powerful with this Cori Dimir bounce deck. But maybe it's my style. I'm a Dimir player, so I really like, you know, this town ain't big enough, you know, those hopeless nightmares. This is the style I enjoy more. I'm not an Izzet player generally, but I had a little bit like easier games with that deck. But with all the games on the draw, you cannot really tell because you don't see the real power of the deck. Just for the record, I very often played like aggro decks, and when I checked like over 100 game stats, I had like 20-30% higher win rate on the plays. It was kind of ridiculous. So when you are on the draw, 50% is basically as high as you want to get, because you get the good results on the play. So, you know, for me, I think the Mono-Red will still stay the best deck in Standard, but this one is definitely way more interesting, and it seems to be still performing very well. And for best of 3, it seems to be absolutely crushing it. But, you know, that's also a question of sideboarding, matchup, stuff like this. But for best of 1, it still seems to be performing, at least in my experience. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Prepare for more Cori decks, because I wouldn't be surprised if that's literally the best card of Tarkir. Definitely like feels like the most competitive one so far. And yeah, I mean, what more to say? I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for being on the channel, and see you guys tomorrow.